Hey Music Maker, hope you're having a great day, and on today's quick production tip we're going to talk all about the piano roll in Logic. What's the piano roll? Once you open the editor window that you can control and manipulate all of your MIDI notes, and it's super helpful to know how to use it really well. For a long time I definitely underused it, so I want to give you all the tips and strategies I picked up along the way so that you can start using your piano roll in the best way possible. But before jumping in, I wanted to give you something. Record Your Vocals Like a Pro is the vocal module from our course Logic Pro X for Artists and Songwriters. And if you click the link below, you get free, instant, lifetime access to it. And the module, we walk through how to record and edit your vocals like a pro. Whether you decide to upgrade to the full course or not, the Record Your Vocals Like a Pro module is yours for free to use forever, to refer to and learn from. So I hope that you click the link below and grab that. So now let's jump into Logic, and I'll show you the best way to use Piano Roll Editor so that you can start implementing that into your productions today. Okay, so now that we're here in Logic, I wanted to show you how I use the Piano Editor roll. It can be really easy and a really quick workflow, but there's so much to it. And it could be kind of taken at face value, and I feel like it can be missed on how powerful it can be to actually create really great production, because you not only use this stuff with piano and synth sounds, but I mean when you're programming drums, there's so many things to it. Today we're going to mainly focus on the piano aspect of it, but in future videos, if you want, comment below and let me know if you want me to see me show you how to use Piano Roll Editor on other instruments like drums, basses. So first thing I'm going to do is record a very simple piano pass, and then I'll show you exactly what I do to it to make it sound as good as possible. Okay, so that's about the simplest piano part possible in the key of C, and just so that it's lined up and easier for us to work with, I'm going to Command T and cut, and then just put it in the beginning of this loop here. So then all I need to do to open the Piano Roll Editor is hit the letter E. It brings that up down here. So now we can play this back. So nothing too exciting there. So first thing I like to do is hit Command A to highlight all, and then up here in Quantize. So to keep everything sounding as human as possible, because even though, as you can tell, I'm not an expert piano player, but with the piano roll editing tools, we can totally make that possible. But we don't want to completely correct every bit of it. So what I like to do is go up here, and it's usually at 100 to start with. So I like to drag it down to somewhere around 90. And then all you have to do to quantize is hit the letter Q. So as you can hear, this third note, this A minor bass note, is a little bit behind. So all you have to do is click on this one single note, hit the letter X, which cuts and copies, and then V. So now we can play this back. And make sure that this first chord is also lined up. Great. Okay, so that's the first trick, is just by doing some simple quantization to make it sound full and in the pocket, but not perfect, because we don't want it to be perfect, because then it sounds like a robot, and we're humans, so we don't need to make robot music. So the next thing I like to do is grab these top notes. Now, depending on the rhythm of your song, you may not want to do this, but I know that for me, to kind of mimic a sustain pedal, I just want to copy all of these quarter notes. And then what we want to do is right click, and then this one right here, trim note end to following note, forced legato. So we click yes, and then it'll ask us if we want to do that. We say shorten. So now let's play it back. Turn the click off. So now, as you can see, it has pushed the end of each note to the beginning of the next, making a very smooth chord changes and things. And so you can kind of do this with if you're playing live with your foot pedal. However, in Logic, you have to kind of do some additional automation to use the foot pedal. So this is, I found, a really quick and easy way to do it. So the next thing after we have that is kind of listen to any velocities, and the velocities are basically indicated by the color of the chord. Now we want to keep everything as natural as possible, but sometimes you might play too hard or play too soft. So I'm noticing here that right here in this note, it's blue, which means it's softer than the next. So if we click on that one, we'll go down here to the velocity window, and we'll see that this one is at 80. And then this one next to it is only at 32. So that's a little bit too extreme for me. So I want to push it up to, say, let's try let's try 78. Now let's see how this kind of rings better together. So that sounds really nice and full to me. So I'd say that that feels good, like those chords are good. So the third thing I like to do is I like to create the octave of the piano parts, the bass notes. So all we have to do is highlight them, Command C, Command V, and then if we hit Shift, Option, and down, it will drop our copied notes the octave down. So listen to the fullness here. So I think it sounds cool just like that. And again, it's a preference thing. If you want super low notes, you can keep them down there. I think for this particular song, this particular vibe, I think this sounds great. So the next trick that you could do, depending on the style of your song, is you can actually join all your notes together. So if you wanted to have this chords just kind of hold out, just like the bass notes, all you need to do is highlight all of the chord and then hit Command J. It'll connect them all. And so if it's a sustained part, that can be really helpful. So, and then all you have to do to split them, you can split them however you want. So if you wanted to re-split them, or maybe you only want it to be a slightly different rhythm, you could highlight them all. And then say you wanted to do the accent note here. Just make sure on the bar line, hit Command T. That cuts. Now listen to this. And I feel like that sounds pretty cool, so I'm going to go ahead and connect these other notes here and these other chords, but just leave those first two kind of hits together. So then what I would probably do here to lead into the following chord is I would go to under this bass notes, and then I might move it down half step. So to do that, all you have to do is, instead of hitting Shift, Option, up or down, you just hold Option, and then you can move any note you're holding by half step. So let's see if this is where I want it to be. Cool, so let's hear it in context. So that's really handy. So anytime you grab any note and just hold Option, you can just move it around half step at a time, which is really makes things faster. And the last couple of things I wanted to show you here, just because these are really useful, is how you can easily move notes around, lengths around. So what I want to do is just create a new section. It's going to go up here, click on this section, region, Command C, then Command V, so we have a new one. So what I'm going to do is just join all these together. Now, once you have things highlighted, you can move them just by grabbing the edge as short or as far as you want. So before we just cut, but now if you wanted something to maybe not ring out as long, or if you wanted to make things as realistic as possible, maybe shorten some and have them go a little bit longer. So we kind of see this difference here. How it kind of ends early, or you could pull it all the way out. Depending on the vibe of your song or track, you may want to be more or less precise. And then, just like with before, if we wanted to really increase the vibe, let's cut all of this. So Command T to cut, and then we can just highlight this chord, but then paste it. So now, so that sounds cool, but maybe we want it to be shorter and tighter. So all we have to do is grab the edge, and then you can hear that bounce. You can make it even tighter. And all of that just comes through just pulling. As long as they're all highlighted, they'll all move together. And you could do things like the quantization right now is set to 16. It kind of notices that. But you have so many options here. Let's try 32. So that feels like a little long. So let's shorten it up. And if you wanted to like change the chord or where, just grab one. Every other one. Let's just mess around with it and see what we get. And say we want this high note to kind of ring out a little longer. So you can see you can really dial in a rhythm. There's also, like this could be cool if we swung it. So with quantization here, you can have a swing dial to see how much it'll swing. And there's actually different swinging algorithms right in here. So if we wanted this 16 note to be really swung, just hit this one. We kind of play around with that and just whatever kind of fits the groove. But you can see all of this is within Piano Roll Editor, and it's really easy and really quick to dial in exactly the sound you want. And again, you know, we started with me just playing a really basic piano part as a non-piano player, but now we have completely usable and completely authentic sounds. And then you can easily hit Y and go over here and say, let's try electric piano, and then let's see what this sounds like. Or this one. And then all of a sudden you've got a super cool pop vibe all with the same thing. And so all you need to do from here is go up here, duplicate track, Command C to add a new track, and let's solo this, hitting S. So that sounds cool. But now let's do Command Option up, drop the octave up. Okay, and then let's just play around with a different sound. And then let's add in the other piano sound and we'll see what we have. And just like that, we're already kind of building something with all of the work we kind of already did in Piano Roll Editor. And there's so much more, but I just wanted to kind of jump into some quick tips. These are things that I use every day in every single project, and I know that they'll help you kind of speed up your workflow and taking just your typical piano pattern, but then using these tools to really get more out of the Piano Roll Editor. It's really powerful and a great way to make your songs really go to the next level. So there you have it, a few simple ways to make the Piano Roll Editor push to the next level and take your simple parts and make them sound authentic and real, and then start layering them on top of each other. And we didn't even get into creating lead parts and how all that stuff works together, but I just kind of wanted to show you some simple techniques to get you started to create the best sounding music you ever have in Piano Roll. Don't forget to click the link below to jump into Record Your Vocals Like a Pro for free, the vocal module where you'll learn how to record and edit your vocals like a pro from your home studio. So grab that link, leave a comment below, and let me know what you want me to make the next QPT video on. I'm here to help you on your journey and make your production process as easy as possible. So leave those comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon. Now go make some music, and I'll see you on the next video.